Good morning. It is Thursday, May 30th. Here's what we're working on. A YouTuber has taken the stand at a Hamilton sex assault trial.
RBC Canadian Open back in Hamilton starting today.
And rapper Sean Kingston agrees to go back to Florida to face fraud charges. Thanks very much for joining us on kind of a chilly Thursday morning. Steve is here for traffic. You already have like a first-hand traffic report this morning.
I don't think I've told you yet, Steve. I told these guys because I was stuck in traffic for 40 minutes this morning. Ooh. Listen, this is me stuck in the QEW.
Stop safely.
Stopped. This time of the day, like it's down to the minute. You know what I mean? Like that's my schedule. Yep. I wake up at a certain time, get here at a certain time because we got to get things done. So I got stopped, it was kind of like around here, Ontario, because they're putting this overpass in around Mississauga Road. So there was like rolling stops, and like they were saying it was 15, 20 minutes on 680. It was 40 minutes I sat there.
Oh.
So then,
and we're not used to traffic.
No way, that's why I like these hours, because you can just fly through everything. So I sat there and I'm just like, what am I going to do? So I started working on my scripts to get ready for the show. So that was my fun, Steve, and then we finally got moving along. So even it was eastbound and westbound, so like there was stops along the way, and obviously like things happen in traffic with accidents and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? When you're not aware of it, and then it happens, and then you're locked into it. I was like number 2 too. You're sitting right there.
So close, so close.
Anyways, we're all here. We're all good, off and running on a good-looking Thursday.
Yeah, if you liked yesterday, which a lot of people did, it wasn't too warm. We had some sun, a little bit too much cloud, I think, for a lot of us. However, we've got another nice day ahead of us. Temperature still a couple of degrees below seasonal, but we're going to get a lot more sun today. All right, we'll check your weather coming up in a few minutes, but now on your Thursday, let's have a look and see what's happening on the road. So we got towards Niagara first, as we like to do traditionally. Down the Glendale area, things are very, very quiet. Sun is just starting to peer over the horizon in most areas right now. Niagara Street looking good, so weather's not going to be a factor today. It is a little on the slower side eastbound along the Burlington Skyway Bridge here, heading from Stony Creek, Hamilton into the Burlington area. So we'll be watching that for you this morning by Walker's Line, though. Traffic's moving along in good shape. No signs of construction or anything like that to get caught up in at this point of the day. Up by the 4 plants, seeing no problems up there at all. 403 west of King Road. Let's check up by Pearson Airport. Well, it's looking a lot better than it did yesterday, but again, we can see that the sun is going to be a factor. So as you head out the door this morning, make sure you throw on your sunglasses or bring them with you because you're going to need them, and that's a good thing. We'll talk about the weather in a few minutes.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, the District School Board of Niagara has joined 4 other boards and 2 private schools in a lawsuit accusing social media giants of disrupting student learning. They claim Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok are impacting student learning and staff members on the job. All boards who file lawsuits are seeking roughly $2.5 billion in damages, claiming the apps are disrupting students and their lessons, impacting mental health, and overworking staff to help deal with issues. Niagara's public board also wants the tech giants to redesign their apps, claiming it would reduce the negative impact. The Hamilton Catholic Board is interested in joining this battle.
We discussed it at a recent meeting, and although we haven't finalized those yet, we are seriously considering participating. So the trustees were united in our resolve to do everything we can to support student mental health and well-being. So, yeah, clearly, I would expect that sometime in the future we'll be joining.
Officials with Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok say they'll continue to evaluate their platforms. The allegations in the lawsuits have not been proven in court. Ontario's Education Minister Stephen Lecce says school boards should stay out of the courtroom and focus on the province's new policy banning smartphones this fall. Lecce also says the province is set to meet with some social media executives and the OPP sometime next month.
Man accused of sexually assaulting a former McMaster student on video took the stand in his own defense. Jack Densmore, a YouTuber, garnered attention with videos where he interviews drunk students, says he recorded the alleged assault to avoid allegations that it was not consensual. But the defendant said he didn't ask before he started filming and never recorded the woman consenting. He said he deleted the video at the woman's request. The student who launched the complaint has said parts of her interaction were consensual, but Densmore later forced her into acts that she did not want. Now, the trial will resume with closing arguments this morning. This is the first of 2 sexual assault trials Densmore faces.
The lawyer for a fired McMaster professor accused of sexual misconduct says he's going to ask a judge to review the university's decision. McMaster fired Associate Professor Scott Water after a committee found that he pursued a sexual relationship with a grad student who he knew had suicidal thoughts and whose self-harm became more severe during their relationship. The committee also found Water had a sexual relationship with a student he met on a so-called sugar daddy website before hiring her as a research assistant. Water's lawyer says he does not accept the university's findings.
Hamilton police have released video of the Oriole Crescent shooting that happened last Sunday. Police say a vehicle arrived at 2 Oriole Crescent shortly after 10 o'clock at night. The person was seen standing out of the sunroof of the vehicle and fired multiple rounds at nearby vehicles and residences. No injuries were reported, and investigators have recovered the vehicle used in this shooting. Police are seeking the suspects involved. One who's wearing a dark-colored hoodie and a blue medical mask can be seen standing out of the sunroof in the video. Hamilton police are asking residents in the area just to review dash cam footage and security surveillance between the hours about 9:50 p.m. and 10:20 p.m. on Sunday, May 26th.
Hamilton police are asking for help locating a missing 29-year-old. Police say Amanda Cowie was last seen May 24th, last Friday, in the Central Mountain area around 7 at night. She's white, 5'6", with a medium build, blonde hair and green eyes. Police say they don't know what she was wearing, but that she had told her family she was going for a job interview and didn't come back.
Also have a 15-year-old girl from Brantford that is missing. Brantford police say Brooke, no last name, has been released, was last seen late Tuesday afternoon near Hillcrest Avenue in the city. She was wearing a black hoodie, red jogging pants, and Birkenstock sandals.
A judge in Louisville, Kentucky is dropping all charges against the world's top golfer, Scottie Scheffler. During a brief hearing, the judge agreed that the prosecution couldn't pursue 4 charges filed against him. The investigation supported Scheffler's testimony that the whole incident at the gates of the PGA Championship on May 17th was a misunderstanding. Scheffler was arrested for allegedly injuring a police officer who was directing traffic at the scene of a fatal crash. But the officer violated Louisville's police policy by not turning on his body camera, and he had faced discipline in the past for other infractions. Speaking to reporters after the hearing, Scheffler's lawyer says his client will not be filing a civil lawsuit against the city. A Canadian Olympic ski jumper says she's found a way to keep calm among chaos by keeping bees.
It's actually trained me to be quite calm in kind of chaotic situations, and that those situations happen quite often in sports. So I actually have a bee on my ski at the top of the ski jump, and once I go through the equipment control, I look at the bee, and it kind of, I don't know if it brings me back to the kind of the chaos of a hive or what, but it always makes me smile.
That's Abigail Strait. She says she helped Canada win its first Olympic medal in ski jumping in the mixed team event in 2022 and earned 4 World Cup medals this past season. She says she's now working on getting a gold at the next Winter Games.
Okay, let's get into Sportsline. Listen, there's many things to start Sportsline with, and actually, I had a big Oilers win up first, but then I changed it because history is something special. And we saw history take place last night in Boston in the deciding game of the PWHL final.
And the chase is over. The state of hockey with a championship state of mind. Minnesota has won the first ever Walter Cup.
That answers the trivia question. First winner of the inaugural season, the PWHL, Minnesota. overcame a disallowed goal on home ice in overtime back in Game 4. Remember that? To beat Boston on their home ice last night, shutting them out 3-0 to win the first ever Walter Cup. Taylor Heisey, the first overall pick in the draft, was named playoff MVP, and then out came the Walter Cup. It is named after Mark and Kimbra Walter, whose commitment to start the league made it all possible. Minnesota, remember, they were the lowest seed going into the playoffs. It was selected by Toronto to play them. They used that as motivation all the way to become champions.
Locked in front, Brown's back. Pass for 3-on-1. Near skipping. In front. Scores! Short-handed.
It didn't look good for the Edmonton Oilers at the start of Game 4 in front of their home fans. They fell behind Dallas 2-0 early, but came storming back, and they would tie it up the end of the first before adding 3 more, scoring 5 unanswered to take Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Matthias Janmark would score the winner. Connor McDavid, he had 3 assists. The Oilers win at 5-2. We now have a best-of-3 series, with it shifting back to Dallas for Game 5 tomorrow, with things all locked up at 2 games apiece.
And that's going to get past the third baseman Ramos and down the line. Springer will come in to score. Kirk stops at second. It's an RBI single for IKF and a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, good news, bad news kind of night for your Blue Jays. The good is they beat the lowly White Sox 3-1 for their first sweep of the season. IKF, Isaiah Kalefa, drove in a couple of runs. So the Jays moved to within 3 games of 500. The bad? Pitcher Alek Manoah had to leave the game with elbow soreness in the second inning, so he's going to have an MRI today to determine what exactly the issue is. It's never good. Jays have a day off today. They start a series with Pittsburgh at the Dome starting tomorrow.
Here goes Bond, pushing ahead. We have not seen overtime yet. As here goes Cowan, and he scores!
Yeah, back to the ice. Maple Leafs draft pick Easton Cowan broke a 2-2 tie late in the third for his London Knights, lifted them over the Saginaw Spirit, and propelled London to the final of the Memorial Cup last night. Host Saginaw will now face Moose Jaw Friday night to determine who heads to the final against the Knights on Sunday. And finally, the eyes of the golf world descend upon the Hamilton Golf and Country Club once again. Am I talking too loud? Oh, right, sure. Shh, sorry. First round play gets underway in the next hour with a record 28 Canadians in the field, which includes the defending champion Nick Taylor, who ended that very long drought with that very long putt in epic fashion, 72-foot putt to win last year at Oakdale. Iconic moment has become actually a part of the Canadian Open logo, that where he throws the putter. Defending champion from 2019, the Hamilton Golf and Country Club, that is Rory McIlroy, and he'll be back on the field. World number 3 is the betting favorite. He's going to tee off at 7:40 this morning. Simon Gavros is there as well.
And in general terms, the golfers will have some good weather for the next few days, so that's some good news. Before we get to that, 6:13 on your morning, let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads. Things are in pretty good shape, but again, as you see, sun is up now, and it's low on the horizon, and it's a little slow on the Skyway Bridge, Burlington Skyway Bridge eastbound, so part of it is volume, part of it also will be the fact that the sun's in everybody's eyes this morning, so grab your sunglasses as you head out the door. Down towards Niagara, seeing no problems out there at all. Traffic's working along in pretty good shape. As you look up to Walker's Line area, both ways going okay right now. Up by Pearson Airport, not quite as busy as it was before, so that's the good news out there. So the roads are looking in pretty good shape, not seeing any major accidents or situations out there right now, or construction, so let's hope it stays that way again today. Weather-wise for us, we're looking for a fair amount of sun over the next 2 or 3 days. Saturday night, again, we could see a little system slide through, but we'll go through that over the next little while. But it's going to be another nice day to enjoy things, but we are watching a little bit of rain coming Saturday night by the looks of things right now. It will pass through rather quickly, and that is the good news, and then we'll be back into sunny conditions again. So we can thank high pressure for giving us some nice conditions, nice dry conditions over the next little while, and low pressure coming up from the south, which is going to to boost our temperatures and really notice that tomorrow. But today's temperature is still a couple of degrees below seasonal, but still quite nice out there. But again, we're watching this situation. It's going to be with us Saturday night time-wise, and then back into high pressure after that. So it looks kind of nice out there. So not all in all, not a bad week ahead of us. Temperatures outside right now: Hamilton 5, Grimsby 8, Toronto 10, Mississauga 8 degrees. So a little on the cooler side today. Will be again tonight. For Thursday, May the 30th, sun was up at 5:43. We'll be down at 8:52 p.m. Normal highs 21 degrees. And today's temperature much the same as yesterday. 19 degrees. UV 6 or high. Light winds and a fair amount of sun out there. As we look into tonight, we're looking for temperatures more or less like they were last night. We thought it might warm up a bit, but that likely not going to happen until tomorrow. Another cool one tonight with some light winds, but very, very acceptable. And tomorrow, notice the difference in the temperature up to 23 degrees, which is a couple above seasonal. So not too bad out there at all. We'll look at the extended forecast and more traffic in a few minutes.
Okay, we're going to get right to business news next. Emily is not here this morning, enjoying a sleep in. Yes. Okay. We're going to handle chit chat.
The two of us?
The two of us.
Okay.
We'll chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And chit.
Okay, coming up in business news, though, a strike is over for waste management workers at businesses in Ontario, while a legendary Canadian comedy festival is trying to sell off some of its assets. Not funny news. Coming up on 6:18 on your Thursday morning, in overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is down just 2 basis points to 72.88 cents U.S. Gold is down almost $10. Crude fell 18 cents to $79.05 a barrel. Checking the day trading in Europe, markets are up in London and Paris, down in Frankfurt.
Up to Asia we go. Markets are down in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. What about North American markets on Wednesday? Not good for the TSX or the Dow Jones, down 367 and 411. Also some losses for the NASDAQ. Let's see if they can rebound when markets open on this Thursday, May the 30th.
A nearly month-long garbage strike at businesses in the Golden Horseshoe is over. 60 members of Unifor have reached a 3-year deal with Waste Management Canada. It ends a strike by drivers, mechanics, and technicians servicing commercial businesses in Hamilton, Niagara, Brantford, and surrounding regions. They had been on the picket line since May 2nd. The union says the new contract addresses things like forced overtime and a better work-life balance. Waste Management Canada has also agreed to meet with Unifor within 6 months to talk about bringing in a 4-day work week.
Well, Quebec-based entertainment group Comedy Ha says they've reached an agreement to acquire select assets from the financially troubled Just for Laughs company. So the agreement, it comes after Just for Laughs canceled its Montreal and Toronto festivals this year and then sought creditor protection. The Quebec Superior Court still has to approve the agreement, and a hearing is set for Monday. So a court filing earlier this year from an insolvency trustee said changes to YouTube and Facebook video monetization rules, they were among factors that led to the plummeting revenue for the Just for Laughs parent company last year.
A Nissan Canada effort to expand its campaign about defective airbags now includes a do not drive warning for thousands of vehicles. The recall covers 48,000 cars and SUVs from 2002. They were recalled because of defective Takata airbag inflators, which were found in many different vehicles. There have been several reports that these parts can explode on collision and launch shrapnel into drivers. Anyone who owns the 2002 QX4S, 2002 to 04 Pathfinders, and 02 to 06 Sentras are being told to stop driving their vehicles and contact Nissan immediately for a free recall repair.
Okay, that's a little look at business news. Steve's turn after the break. He's got your forecast today and into the weekend.
Okay, welcome back to Morning Live, 6:23. Let's have a quick look at, just so we can get our traffic cameras having a look here. I think maybe they're back up and running now, so if we can have a quick look at that. We'll go to that first of all and see on the roads. We're looking in pretty good shape, a little amount of traffic out there as we go in the Appleby line. That's, again, into the sun, volume and the sun, slowing things down just a little bit. Checking our slowest area. Well, our cameras are just not working right now. So anyway, all right, so on the roads, we're looking in pretty good shape right now. Again, a little bit of volume through the Burlington Skyway Bridge area. Other than that, out of Niagara into the Halton area, looking in pretty good shape. So let's we'll try to fix that up and get some more cameras for you in a few minutes here. 6:24 on your Thursday. Thanks for joining us here on Morning Live. What have we got ahead? Well, we've got another day of temperatures a couple of degrees below seasonal. Again, as high pressure moves in, it's going to clear the skies, much like it did yesterday. In fact, we'll have a little bit more sun than we did yesterday. But also looking at those red arrows too. So ahead of a low pressure system, which could bring us some showers on Saturday night, it's also going to boost our temperatures. We'll really notice that tomorrow when it goes up to about 3 or 4 degrees above what we get today. But we are watching this little system, which at this point anyway looks more to be going to the north, which could bring us a little shower activity, but it's still only about a 30% chance of that. Here's some temperatures outside right now. So it was certainly on the cooler side last night. Your Thursday day planner looks like this. Temperatures up to 18, 19 degrees today. Mostly sunny skies and a clear night ahead of us. So we've got some nice conditions. Your evening commute will be 18, 19 degrees with some partly clear skies. So that's kind of nice out there. And as we look ahead to the extended forecast, Canadian Open participants and also viewers, going to be some nice weather into here. Saturday night could be a little sketchy right now. We're watching that, but then back into sun on Sunday. And look at these temperatures into next week. So not a bad look ahead. And again, through the weekend should be great for outdoor activities. That's a look at things for now.
Okay, thanks very much. There's been an historic new integration in sports, one that's long overdue.
So cool. Major League Baseball has incorporated the stats of former segregated black players into the historical records onto its website. So it means legendary leaders in some categories have now been replaced in the record books by players who were not allowed to play on the same field during segregation. So among them, somebody by the name of Josh Gibson. So Josh Gibson is now listed as MLB's new all-time career leader in batting average, replacing Ty Cobb. Gibson also now overtakes Babe Ruth in career slugging percentage. More than 2,300 black players from 1920 to 1948 were added to the MLB database, and more stats are still being recovered. This after Major League Baseball recognized the league as its equivalent in December of 2020. And
That's very cool.
Well, it all changed April 15th, 1947. That's when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. And each and every year, they still honor that moment because it changed the sport forever, for the good.
Alrighty. Do they have baseball cards for that league as well?
Yeah, they have their own Hall of Fame, too, in Kansas City.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, we've got lots more to come right after the break. Steve's got your weekend forecast. We're looking ahead.
Good one, Laura.
Yeah.